Okay, this channel now has playlists, all divided into categories by decades, 1960s and on, all the way up to the 2020s. So now it's all mixed up, and I'm going to try to fix that, and here's how I'm going to do it. There's a way I can sort by recently, most recently added, I think it says. So you click on that, and if I tell a story about something happened back in the 60s, and then I sort by recently added, that's going to flash up. Oh shoot, you know what? I don't know if I can do this, because sooner or later, I don't know if it can be done. Probably have to go all back and start over, and to keep it current, to keep it so 1960 shows up first in the order of the playlists. Of course, I would always have to do one. I could try to do. I'll have to try it this way. I'll have to go to the 2020s and go backwards and see if by recently uploading the last one, 1960s, be the last, then it'll always be on top, and it'll be like whatever it is, 5, 6, 7, whatever, ever many decades. Complicated, folks. Let me tell you something else about this, the channels, how you do your channels. I tried with another channel that I have to make it so that this educational video was done in I just did 3 steps to it. And, because I think it was just like, they were too long clogging up the phone, and that's the only way I could do it. It's the best way, too, because you need to learn things in steps sometimes. So, yeah, whoa, that one I gotta try to miss. I did it backwards. I did step 3 first, then step 2, then step 1. Okay, so supposed to be what would show up first would be step 1, because I did it last. Oh, wait a minute. Right. So I did step 3 and uploaded it, and then I did step 2 and uploaded it, and then next day I did step 1 and uploaded it, so that it would show up as I had to do the whole lesson backwards. I think I might have stored them first, but I know the uploads, and it didn't work. And it had to be somebody on the other end, or it could have there was a virus around that time messing with the phone. Something like that must have happened. I could try again, but that's another subject matter. But yeah, so at least just trying to perfect it to make it easier on myself. But yeah, it's just kind of irritating the way I can't. I'd have to go to the help center and see if there's a way I can do it without the way I just explained. So let me tell a story that happened. There's a lot of them, even though we've only been in this decade for, counting 2020, 21, to almost 3 full years. if you count 2020. So let's count 2020. Where was I? Let's tell a story. I could tell a spooky one that happened recently. I wanted to send an early Christmas present. I did. And I can't remember if I put the letter W, because they live on their address has a W in it, or if I just put the street. And the thing is, if I would have just put the street, it might have gone to an identical address. See, you got like, just to use an example, what's this, Haley Street? Starting at State Street, if you're on the east side of State Street, which is not really, probably not true east, because I can point that out later. This is a very strange place geographically. If you go, there is such an address as 215 East Haley. And there's also a 215 West Haley. See, so that's why it's very important that you put your W's or your E's on your letters. Because if that so-called gift went to just, they call it by detente or by proxy, which is a dumb word. If it's just if they're not sure, and there's not a west or a east, then it's going to go to the east one, because by default, that's the word I was looking for, default. I think that's how it worked. And the reason I this has started to bother me, I never would have worried about it had it not been for when the tow truck driver had to come put air in the tire, the donut. I had assumed that it was nothing wrong with it. It was my only hope, or it could be towed. And I don't think I even waited for them to find out. I went straight over to the shop to get the other tire patched, which was very smart. So the donut's back there full of air now. But when I called the tow week before last week, I can't remember now. I think it was last week. They sent him to the wrong, and I got an address, but I read it off of a church, and he had gone to, he didn't come to where I told him to. I even gave him the cross street. So that doesn't help the dispatcher, because they're not in town. They're somewhere else. So he wound up way east, and about 7 blocks east, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because I was only like about 3 blocks on the west of, I'm parking wrong again. I don't never want to park right next to somebody. I always park like to that's just the way I am. I was like, see if I can do, okay, I'll do like this. Cut through. All right, so yeah, this is a good place. Finish this up now.